this OF Girl route is not a bad route, okay? And I'm talking like, as soon as you turn 18, it's not a bad route.
What?
I'm saying, bro. Of people after high school. I'm trying to see how he classifies.
Types of people after high school. First up, Damn!
I didn't even press play. I just full screened it. Why are you playing? See, this is shit I be talking about, bro. Damn. Types of people after high school. I'm trying to see how he classifies the people and what he thinks about them. Now you could play.
Types of people after high school. First up, to college students. College is the most ideal. College is the most ideal route to take after high school. I mean, it's the American dream. Average of 3.5 in high school, go to a good college on scholarship, complete your 4-year degree, get a good job after, and marry a tall, white, blonde woman. Have 3.
What? I don't think that's part of the college experience. Like, I don't think that's what comes after. I don't think that's like a guarantee.
Kids, a farm, spit on every single black person you see. Don't forget to attend church on Sundays to praise God for everything he's done for you in your life. That's how life is supposed to be. Now, welcome to 2025 when none of that actually happens. If you don't have a scholarship for college, it's basically a scam. And pretty much everybody knows that nowadays, so there's no need for me to tell you this 5 times. But most college students know this too, which is why they choose to enjoy their 4 years that they get. Yeah, I'll probably go into debt by going. Yes, this degree doesn't necessarily mean I'll get a job once I get out. But you know what? Fuck it, I'm in college. Let's have fun. And also, this is the easiest route to take after high school. Even though the work is hard, it's all going to something at the end of the day. And honestly, you get a chance to extend your childhood just for a little bit longer. Until you have to go into the real world and have to worry about bills, taxes, and all of the horrible other things that real life has to offer. Why do I say offer? I meant offer. You know what I meant to say. But honestly, if you get a scholarship, then none of this really applies. But in the work in high school, now you get to enjoy college and have fun and wall out, while also getting your work done so you can prepare yourself for, I would say, a better future, but by how it's looking right now it's harder than ever to get a job, so I ain't gonna lie, you're gonna have just as good of a chance as
if you're trying to get a job
right now. That's why,
right
if you
now,
didn't get a scholarship to go to college, but you still wanted to seek a higher education, most likely you're person number 2, the community college person. See, in my opinion, community college is a cheat code. You get to go to school.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know the difference between community college and main college.
The community college person. See, in my opinion, community college is a cheat code. You get to go to school for 2 years for free in hopes to get a better scholarship once you're done so you can go to an actual university, all while still getting your credits. See, community college is free for a reason. By going, you have to do all of the work of going to a regular university without any of the benefits, which is the fun. No parties, no sports teams, and if there are, they're all lame. Most of these colleges, if not all of these, don't have dorms. And if they do, they're absolutely trash. And most importantly, there's just this stigma, like this weird energy revolved around community college. Like, if you told somebody you're going to community college, they'll always just give you that look. It's not a look of disgust, but it's just more of a look of disapproval. And honestly, that shouldn't be a thing because community college is such a great resource for people. But at the end of the day, life is life, game is game, ball, and that's just how life it is. But a lot of times after high school, people will say they're going to community college, and then once they realize what it is, they decide that they're not quite ready for all of that. So they take a gap year, which is person number 3 we're talking about. See, I actually like the concept of a gap year. I feel like going from high school to college is a crazy transition, and you need some time for your body to kind of get used to what's going on. And also, it's a good time to find who you are as a person, too. A lot of times we're so busy in life, and we have to do this or that we don't really find time for ourselves. That being said, though, most people use a gap year as a sorry excuse to be lazy, which again, in my opinion, isn't a bad thing. I mean, we should all be lazy sometimes. Here's the thing, though. A lot of people take that gap year.
Nah, I'm mad lazy, I'm not gonna lie. That's why I started the stream, because I was not trying to do it. And I was like, nah, bro, I'm getting too lazy. So I had to spark the stream up.
I mean, we should all be lazy sometimes. Here's the thing, though. A lot of people take that gap year and turn it into a gap lifetime. Because it goes from 1 year of just, you know what, let me just find myself, do whatever. And as soon as I get ready to, I'm finna transfer overseas and go to college over there. Because that's, for some reason, always the route they want to take. During that year, usually these people just chill around, play the game, maybe even get a little part-time job so they can get some money for food. And DoorDash, too. Don't forget about the DoorDash. And they also usually smoke and drink all the time so they can get some money for food. And DoorDash, too. Don't forget about the DoorDash.
Academics email is really full of DoorDash food orders? No way.
And they also usually smoke and drink all the time and just live life till its fullest inside the room. But once it comes around that time that they actually have to make a decision about what they want to do in their lives, all of a sudden they don't know what to do. Like, brother, wasn't that the purpose of this gap year? And then oftentimes these people decide to take another gap year to actually decide what they want to do. But during this year, they do pretty much the same thing. So that next year when they actually decide to lock in. But by this time their parents are sick of them and they're trying to get them out the house. So now they actually have to get a job. But they don't actually want to work this job, so they decide to do community college or something. Just so they can say they're doing something with their lives. And they do that for about a week or two, and then they quit because it's too much work. And then after that, they get a retail job or a fast food job. They work there for a couple months until they realize that this probably will be the future of their...
How does he know? Like, I'm not gonna lie, he knows a little bit too much about this, bro. He knows a little bit too much about this. Like, maybe this is the route that he took.
Their lives unless they change. So they decide to change. Then they try to start streaming. Streaming, TikTok, or YouTube is always one of the... An interesting part about this whole cycle to me is that during this whole time, you've only showed that you're lazy. You have done little to no hard work at all, and now you want to decide to do one of the hardest things to do. Well, TikTok's pretty easy, but YouTube and streaming is not at all. Something that you gotta devote all of your time to, work endless hours, stress constantly, just to have a chance to blow up. And you actually think that your lazy ass can actually do it. Absolute delusion, I'm not gonna lie. From there, they just kind of float around, and of course they end up failing because, I mean, you were never finna succeed in the first place. So they go back to their job and they eventually keep on working that job until they die. Now this isn't the only route you could take from gap year.
Why did he use this nigga though? This nigga probably left Wendy's, got successful, started a business, got mad money and shit. But you're using this nigga as your example. That is so fucked up. Cause why?
Keep on working that job until they die. Now this isn't the only route you could take from gap year. I mean, you could actually take a gap year and then get into university. Even though that's the whole goal of a gap year, it's weird. I don't know. People are weird. But if you actually take that gap year and really do benefit your life, congratulations to you. You deserve a golden star or something. I don't know. I'm not your teacher. But most of the time after the gap year, you end up just going into the workforce, which is what a lot of people actually do just straight up after high school. Most people who choose this route don't actually want to choose this route. They just didn't get good grades in high school. So they end up just going straight into the workforce, and that's just what they do for the rest of their life. And there's levels to this category. I mean, of course, there's the bottom of the barrel of fast food. Nobody wants to work there forever. I mean, if you've ever seen one of those McDonald's or Wendy's posts about the people who've worked there for 60 years, they look miserable. They're not congratulating you because you did it. They're congratulating you because you didn't kill you. Congratulating you because they can't believe you did it. Yeah, these are entry-level jobs. You don't want that. So let's cross that off the list. Next one is retail. Basically the same thing. You just don't got to deal with food. Also, terrible job. You don't want to do that. And then, in my opinion, the next couple of tiers, more blue-collar jobs, construction. Nah, you don't want to do that unless you're Hispanic.
What?
Okay. No. I didn't mean to hit the applause. I meant to switch.
In my opinion, one of the worst jobs you can get to after high school is for sure a warehouse job. Which, if you're this type of person, I got a whole category for you, so just wait. But honestly, most of these type of people don't actually want to do this, but they need money, and most likely, since they didn't go to college, their parents told them that they were going to kick them out unless they didn't go to work. So this is honestly their only option. And I mean, the pay is good, they're getting bread, they can buy new clothes, buy new cars or whatever, but at the same time, none of those materialistic things will be better than having the college experience. Because whenever they're on Instagram or Snapchat just scrolling through their friends' stories, they always see them having a ball blast or whatever at college. And even though they know that this could never be the route that they could take, it still hurts to see because you always wonder, what if? But at the same time, game is game, little nigga. Get back to work. I do feel for y'all though, because I
don't know if I'm gonna take that.
You see what I'm doing?
That
At least we won't graduate with student. I do feel for y'all.
What the fuck?
Though, because I didn't go to college either, but you see what I'm doing.
This thing got 563K, bro. That shit crazy.
At least we won't graduate with student debt. Yes, sir. Let's get that high five in, even if we're lonely. And also, at least we got it better than them warehouse workers, because we're finna talk about them next. Those type of people are in hell. I don't care how much money you can make off of that, bro. It can't, no. It just can't be worth it. Like, most of the time when you work a job like this, you work long hours. No, it just can't be worth it.
Editors know it's not.
Like most of the time when you work a job like this, you work long hours, it's a lot of manual labor, and also the pay is good, but it's just depressing. You work in a factory, you can't see the light of day. You clock in the morning before the light comes out, and you clock out and it's already dark. And if you just got out of high school, this job is cool for a little bit because you're stacking up bread at a fast rate. But the reason why this job is inevitably hell is because there's no future with this. You can't rank up in this job. You can only be a slave to the system. You're only working, not doing anything else. Yeah, you're gonna get bread, but once you realize that this is the rest of your life forever, the resentment for the job really starts to creep in, and you start really analyzing what you have done with your life. I mean, if you work a warehouse job after college, at least you had the college experience. But why would I want to work the rest of my life when I could at least have a little bit of fun? You start to realize that, and it just kind of adds a cloud of just depression over your head. But then you get that paycheck and you forget about it all. I'm not gonna lie, because yeah, them paychecks be fine. But oftentimes,
You could do like a study
jobs
before
or
this.
people who end up peaking in high school, which is person number 6 that we're talking about. Peaking in high school is one of the worst things you can do.
Peaking in high school, bro. I heard that's like the type of nigga that like basically the best part of their life was in high school. That's crazy. This might be you. You know that's cap. Niggas is not peaking in high school, bro. What? Bro, what are we talking about? I don't even think niggas care about me in high school. So this can't be me.
We all know that, all right? I don't need to explain why. Those 4 years of your life being the best 4 years of your life is just sad. I'm sorry, I don't care. Oftentimes,
High school might have been like the worst 4 years of my life because I'm like boring, I think.
a lot of us end up peaking in high school. I mean, it's really one of the only times in your life that you can really be free and just do whatever you want and just have fun and not have
Hey, wait, hold on. Troy Bolton was kind of zesty.
times in your life that you can really be free and just do whatever you want and just have fun and not have to deal with consequences. You don't gotta pay bills. You don't gotta stress about where your next.
Nah,
meal is
really,
gonna
what
come
was
from.
those
It's really
hand
one of the
movements,
only
though?
times in your life that you can really be free and just do whatever you want. And
Nah, bro, that shit was not a part of the choreography. He slipped it. That shit slipped out.
I mean, it's really one of the only times in your life that you can really be free and just do whatever you want and just have fun and not
I
have
don't
to deal
know.
with consequences.
And then he hit the ballerina moves on the open field.
You don't gotta pay bills. You don't gotta stress about where
know.
your next meal is gonna come from. You have structure in your life. It's one of the most unique experiences you can go through as a person. But then when you go to college, you get all of that and then freedom too. You don't have your parents trying to monitor your every movement. You don't want to go to class. You don't gotta go to class, and it's just very free. And oftentimes, if you don't end up peaking in high school, you do end up peaking in college. But a lot of people don't want to talk about that though. But at the same time, a lot of people who do peak in high school don't end up going to college because their grades, they can't afford it, or they were an athlete. They end up losing the love for their sport because I just didn't want to do it no more, aka they didn't start on, or they didn't like the college they were going to and they couldn't transfer out because nobody wanted them, and they end up dropping out of college,
Okay.
going straight into the workforce, or they just went to college and dropped out, period, because they just couldn't continue. From there, life kind of goes downhill. I mean, the roster you may have had in high school because you were cool and that guy, realize that you're a bum now and they end up leaving you. All of your boys that you were clicked up with back in high school end up going to different colleges and you just never see them again. And all of the
Damn.
nerds or the regular people that you really didn't pay attention to because you thought they weren't as lit as you back in high school are now way litter than you. Now you have to face the consequences of turning up too much in high school and not paying attention to what you were actually supposed to pay attention to. But you want to change it though. You don't want to go out like that. So, all of the popularity and the 3K IG followers you have, you decide to try to become person number 7, the influencer. And let me tell you right now, they all fail. Here's why though. You know, for some reason, people think just because you have clout and fame and motion in your city that you could become famous online. Let me just tell you something. Even famous people can't become famous online. See, streaming and YouTube is not
Even famous people. Wait, even famous people can't become famous online. So like, does that mean like famous people as in a lot of people like them, but the same thing won't happen on the internet?
Even famous people can't become famous online. See, streaming and YouTube is not as easy as people think. They take time, effort, and you actually have to be entertained. Now, of course, there's some people who can just get away with their clout. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo gained 100 million subscribers just for being Cristiano Ronaldo. His
Yeah, man,
content is
that's
amazing.
crazy.
But at the same time, you're not Ronaldo. So why do you think you're going to be famous? For instance, Tyga, a very well-known rapper in America, has recently became a streamer. This guy has like 13 million followers on IG. Multiple platinum songs, records. He's super.
This nigga said
You would
13?
think 13 million followers on IG. Multiple platinum songs, records. He's super famous. So you would think that that would automatically translate to streaming. Well, no.
Hell no, bro. And that's the shit I be talking about. A whole lot of, and this is just like the era. I think we're in this era now. A whole lot of rappers and like I guess actors, athletes are trying to become streamers, and I think that's because they see like Speed, Kai, like niggas like that. They see how much money and they hear about how much money they're making, and they're like, wait, hold on, I could do this and make some money on the side. But no, you have to actually build your shit. Like, bro, the only person that could probably come to streaming and really get lit is like literally he just show like Ronaldo. Like if Ronaldo booted up a stream, he's gonna have mad niggas in there watching, and if he did it regularly, it's still gonna be mad niggas in there watching, or like Drake. But you get the point. Niggas like that, like, I mean, Drake already did it, but he's like doing it with Aiden. But I feel like they see the money that's coming in, and they're like, wait, I could do this and just get extra money for free because people know me and people like me, so they're gonna watch it, right? But then you see them live and it's like 100 niggas in there, okay? And then eventually they just stop because they're like, I could just continue doing whatever I'm doing and continue making all the money that I was making from before. That's usually how it works. And be like, why am I wasting my time here? I'm not even making that much money when I could just go back to what I was doing. So then they eventually stop. But it's like a fluctuation with how many people come into streaming and then leave because they don't want to spend the time to make or build the community that they need because they already have a community elsewhere that they can rely on. That's it.
T Banks has more motion on Twitch than Tyga. Young Dabo and Rakai have more motion on Twitch.
Young Dabo?
Two 16-year-olds. This social media thing isn't as easy as people think. And just because you were lit in your area, maybe you threw a couple parties, maybe everybody thought.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like, hold on. That's what I'm saying. Tyga is good. Like, off the music, he's good. He's still making money from his shit. Probably oh my god. Probably still doing some shows. You feel what I'm saying? Probably still doing some shows. Getting money off of his content. Not content, off his music. So he doesn't have to do content and shit.
You were that guy. Well, I promise you, you're not that guy on the internet. And unless you're actually entertaining and you actually are dedicated to this thing, it's not gonna happen. But some people do actually succeed, and to those type of people, I applaud you. I'm actually one of them. It's a big risk to take out of high school, but if you're passionate about it, I encourage you to do it and invest in yourself. But at the same time, if you're just trying to get money, I recommend you do something else. Because people...
See, bro, that's the difference, bro. A lot of people... Bro, see, you're saying the same shit I'm saying. A lot of people are doing it just to get money because they see how much money you can make out of it. But you could make a lot of money out of a lot of things. It's just they feel like this is easy. And they feel like they have some type of leverage because of people that already like them. So now I get what he means by being popular doesn't mean you're going to be popular online. I get it now.
Will quickly figure out that you're not passionate about this, and they will quickly not watch your content. I'm passionate about it, though, even though I don't act like it. And plus, streaming is so oversaturated, I wouldn't recommend it to stream regardless.
Wait, hold on.
Don't act like it. And plus, streaming is so oversaturated.
Twitch had approximately 7.2 million active streamers in March 2025, with a peak of 9.89 million in January 2021. On average, there are several tens of thousands of Twitch channels on air. Damn. In December 2023, the average current broadcasting channels was 98,000. Damn.
Saturated. I wouldn't recommend it to stream regardless. Being a content creator is just a wave right now. Everybody's trying to do it. They're even trying to encourage girls out of high school to do it too, which is the 8th type of person.
Oh.
Talking about the OF girl / corn star. See, I don't want this video to get demonetized, so I'm gonna be.
I'm not gonna lie. Before he says what he says, depending on who you are, this OF girl route is not a bad route, okay? And I'm talking like, as soon as you turn 18, it's not a bad route. What? I'm saying, bro, you gotta listen to what I'm saying, okay? Just hear me out. Depending on who you are, for example, Exhibit A, Bad Baby. Y'all remember when Bad Baby, I think it was her, she turned 18, she opened that OF immediately, made millions upon millions upon millions upon millions, okay? This is why I'm saying, depending on who you are, it doesn't matter. It could be a good idea. If you're a random, like, if you're like, I don't know, like that girl in school that everybody was like wanted you to school pass around in school, thought it's not gonna work out for you. I'm sorry, okay? Because it's not gonna, it probably won't translate to the internet, and you making millions off of OnlyFans. It's just not gonna work. But if you're like Bad Baby, which, mind you, am I saying it's okay for these grown-ass men to wait till they turn 18 and then go buy the OnlyFans? No. No, I'm not saying that, but like, she took advantage of a lot of weird-ass niggas out there, okay? That's what she did. She took advantage of a lot of like freak-ass niggas that was waiting on her to turn 18 that need to be probably put on a list. But she made millions off it, so I mean, like, I don't really blame that much OF girls, especially when they're taking advantage of dumbass niggas. Now, have I almost bought an OF? Yes. But did I do it? No. And that's what matters, okay? At the end of the day, that's what really matters. I didn't actually go through with it. But you see how that shit, see how it messes with your brain, though? See how it messes with your brain? That's what I'm saying. So it's not a bad idea depending on who you are.
Strategic about how I talk about this. But a lot of the times, the known school bop or the school tutor around the area graduate high school and they don't have a college to go to, nor do they want to work a job. So what do they decide to do? Well, they decide to sell their body online for
right. That's what I'm saying. School bop, but it won't help. It probably won't work because you're a school bop in your school. You weren't the internet bop. Okay, so not everyone's going to gravitate to your OF. Maybe like 3 niggas are actually gonna buy that $5.99 because other niggas in the school hit it for free. Why would we go buy a $5.99, $4.99 subscription on OnlyFans when I just hit your shit last week in third period? That's the shit I be saying. That's the shit I be talking about. It depends on who you are.
$5.99 a month. And this is being encouraged. I mean, I've seen videos of girls literally waiting until they turn 18 so they can start up the OF, which is very sad because back in the literally waiting until they
this Bad Baby, see the chain baby right here. It's the example I just used.
Turn 18 so they can start up the OF, which is very sad because back in the olden times, being a sex worker was the bottom of the pyramid. But nowadays, because people are getting millions off of it, people just think it's the next big thing and the next big trend. No, you're literally exposing yourself. I knew a girl who graduated.
I'll say this though. OnlyFans would have never been as big as it was if COVID never happened. And that's a fact. If COVID never happened, it would never be like that. But it did, so.
Big thing and the next big trend. No, you're literally exposing yourself. I knew a girl who graduated high school and took this same route, and she was actually already popping on YouTube and TikTok, so she thought it was gonna be a good play. Well, let me just tell you right now, it was not a good play, and she actually had to move out the area because her news ended up getting leaked in the area, and no job was really trying to hire her. Actually, I lied. The strip club wanted to hire her. And to the OF girls who are trying to encourage younger girls to do this, you're sick, all right? You can be soulless all you want to. Don't encourage other people to be soulless because that's just nasty. Morally, this career path breaks you. And something that also breaks you morally is number 9, the military. You know, first off, I want to say respect.
Who would ever want to go to the military? Like me, I'm not going to be like, oh, I graduated school. Let me go join the military and possibly die. What? How does this help you?
To the veterans and to all of the people who decide to serve. Because I would never be one. I pray to God there's never a World War III.
Nah, shout out to the people that really put their lives on the line for us to live, though. But I'm saying, I'm not doing this. Like, I'm not going to choose to do it. If they draft me, that's tough. I might have to like run away to Jamaica or something, wait till it's over, and then come back with a different name.
First off, I have a friend in boot camp, and he described what boot camp was to me. It's nothing I want to be a part of. Early mornings, running, workouts, no phones, no electronics. Like that sounds like hell. I'm sorry, no. Like I understand the benefits are really, really good, and you can get a free Hellcat or whatever. I don't care, bro. I don't know. I just don't want that to be my life. Again, respect to everybody who does it. But at the same time, World War III pops off. I'm sorry. I don't want to have to be on the front lines, bro. Because all of y'all office job workers, I'm not going to lie. If the troops start running slim, we'll have to be holding that M. And I'm not talking about no 4. It's going to be an N65. The way that you could get an M4 is by going to trade school. This is one of my favorite
what is
routes
trade
to
school?
take after high school. Trade school is a very good way to get into the workforce and get your bag by also doing something that you could be kind of interested in. I mean, most of the time you only come out of pocket for books, and you get to learn stuff like plumbing, welding, being an electrician, and you can actually make good money, potentially a 6-figure career by doing a trade while not going into student debt. That being said, though, there's a reason why you're getting 6 figures. Nobody wants to do it. Doing trade is manual labor. It's blue collar job. You can't just live a normal life like this. It's hard work. At the same time, if you're a real man, or even if you're a real girl, you want to be a nail tech or something like that, be an entrepreneur, you can work for somebody, get your bag. College isn't for everybody, and it's good that trade school is getting more popular, because I feel like that's a very good route if you're dedicated to it. The next person I'm going to talk about is somebody we all know and we might actually be friends with. The wannabe rapper that always somehow works at McDonald's. They always be dropping mixtapes on SoundCloud talking about, yo, I'm up next, bro. I'm the hottest 18-year-old out of here in the Ville. Like, brother, are you trying to market yourself as a corn star talking about the hottest 18-year-old? Like, what are you talking? That's the thing with a lot of these rappers.
Yo,
they go so hard.
that's low-key the correlation, though. Once a whole lot of girls started doing, like, trying to do OF and shit, that's when they realized how hard it was to be an upcoming rapper. You know, you see all these upcoming rappers in the comments talking about some, oh, I'm next up, I'm the hardest rapper. I'm the hardest rapper upcoming underground. The same way you see them in the comments talking about some, damn, what do they be saying? All I know is that they be saying some freak ass shit in the comments. Okay? They be saying some freak ass shit in the comments trying to get you to sub to their shit. They now know how it is to be an upcoming rapper. It's not that easy. I really wonder if they think that shit, like, if they think it's gonna be that easy, like, to just do it, like, I wonder if some people's thought process was, all right, I start this OnlyFans, and in like 3 months, it's gonna be all good. I'm gonna be making millions. It's a lot of look. I'm gonna say this. It's a lot of bad girls out here, like a lot of them. That's why you're not gonna make that much, because they're everywhere. It's not like if you're like one of a kind, then you're probably gonna succeed. But they're everywhere.
Trying to make this music work. They think that just because they do it, it will just pop off, and you know, the world just owns it to them. That's just not how life works. Sometimes you're just trash, and if you're trash, you gotta understand you're trash and try to get better. But a lot of times these rappers don't think they're trash, because everybody in their circle always tells them, yo, your music is tough. Meanwhile, you don't see none of them bumping it or playing the music in general when their friends not around. Like, I thought the music was good. Why you not listening? Talking about, yeah, I'm up next, brother. I'm next up in line. Please take my order. But these type of people will eventually keep on trying to rap until they finally realize that, yeah, maybe I'm not finna be Quavo. And eventually they get tired of their job at McDonald's, so they end up quitting. Which leads me to my next type of person, the bum. You see, the bum is an interesting.
Alright, bro. This nigga has to be so mad. He's the face of unemployment for no reason, and now he's the bum. There's no reason why. Like, do you know how heated I'll be? Like, I'll be so mad if I posted a picture of myself on the internet and some, like, I think it was like a news channel, like, they make a whole article with me as the face of unemployment during COVID. I'm not, like, bro, I'm not going for that. And this nigga, and he literally, like, saw this shit and he was like, bro, take this shit down. I have a job. I'm not unemployed. But the damage was already done, because now he's being referred to as the bum. I'd be so heated.
Because usually they're very...
Like, you should have used this first, at least. You used the other nigga first? Should be crazy.
loved in high school. Everybody wants to smoke, drink with them, and you know, they just turn up in high school. But once they realize high school's over and you can't go to college, they usually go down this route. Or like I just explained earlier, they may have like a very overzealous dream, like becoming a rapper or a streamer or something like that. When they don't achieve it, they eventually either A, try to do it without getting a job, which could seem like a good route for a little bit until eventually it does turn into thing number B, them failing, and then just giving up on life because the first thing you tried didn't work out. Like, brother, that's not how you're supposed to live. Life isn't easy. You need to adjust, recalculate, fail, adjust, recalculate. That's how all the grades do. But see, here's the issue. These people aren't great. They're bums, and they think that just because they're a bum and they want to do something that they can succeed. That's just not how life works. They resort to eating junk food, playing the game, smoking and drinking, and doing everything that they did back in high school, just as an adult. Which, in high school, you're turned and lit, but as an adult, you're a piece of shit. And this actually leads to these type of people that start hanging out with people back in high school. They're considered the cool older kid. They stay down this route until eventually their parents kick them out, or they end up getting arrested because they either were doing some stupid shit or got a little bit too deep into the high school roleplay they were doing. You know? On that topic though, another form of a bum after high school is the town bop. See, back in high school, the town bop was popular. She was either on the cheer team or she was on the bop. See, back in high school,
first of all, she bad as hell. Second of all, I don't know who, like, bro, everybody else, right, in this show, I'm talking about Euphoria. Everybody else in this show, like, all right, you go to high school, you're gonna see niggas dressed like this, you're gonna see a nigga dressed like this. Even this girl. But these two girls, bro, nobody pulls up to school like this. What is going on? Like, and I kind of always thought about it, but I never really spoke about it. God damn. Nobody does this. What made... I think it was the nigga that made The Idol too, bro. Someone needs to check up on that nigga, bro. For real. What was his name? The director, bro. Director of Euphoria. Watch this. Bro, look. Sam Levinson, bro. I'm saying, someone needs to check up on this guy right here. Somebody needs to check up on this guy right here, okay? Because he's the same nigga that made The Idol too, and people was acting like people were saying like The Idol was some freaked out weird show, and it's damn near the same shit with Euphoria, okay? So, whatever's going on, we need to check him first before anything.
School, the town bop was popular. She was either on the cheer team or she was dating one of the star athletes until he cheated on her for the 5th time, and she found out for the 5th time, and now people know that she found out for the 5th time, so she just inevitably just breaks up. But then she gets back with him and tries to work everything out, but then he goes off to his D1 college and breaks up with her, and now she can't get him back until he comes back. Where he hits her up, he gives him shit, and then pulls up to talk things out, and the only talking you'll hear is clapping sound. But still, she'll claim that this is her man or sneaky link or toxic ex, when in all reality, to him, she's just easy poom poom whenever he needs it back in the hometown. But this little cycle is the highlight of their life until that man eventually gets married. These girls don't get married, and that's how they become the town bop. Because after high school, once their man leaves them, which was really their whole identity, honestly, they go into a perpetual cycle of trying to find the next man. They never end up actually finding him, but they do end up finding a lot of other people. And they call this their little city girl I'm outside era, and they blame it on their ex because he was toxic. Yeah, you knew he was cheating on you the whole time, but you stayed with him, and now you want to go and be a hoe, but you want to make an excuse for it. Just call it how you see. But while these girls go on their little tirades of bodies and just racking them up like they're Pokemon, they start to grow a bigger Instagram following, mainly of dudes who want to be up next, you feel me, in line for the turn. Or maybe she just looks attractive on IG because she's showing her ass everywhere and bending over and taking little titty pics and thirst traps. But as soon as you see them in person, you realize that they are not the same person that you see online. And yeah, I know the game. Yo, I know the game. These girls really think that they can be influencers just by having like 5,000 on Instagram. They're not me for real. Which, by the way, go tap into my Instagram. You know, 49K, probably be 50K by the end of this video. But eventually, these girls will get cuffed up to some weirdo type of guy who probably already has a kid with a baby mama that he goes back to regularly and will be cheating on her with. And also, he's schizophrenic.
That nigga Loki look devious.
With a baby mama that he goes back to regularly. And
what the hell is he talking about on the phone? Look at his facial expression. What is she doing?
will be cheating on her with. And also, he's schizophrenic, hits women, and just overall, he's most likely either racist or just, yeah, he's a bad person. That's what I'm trying to say. She lives the rest of her life like that because she didn't go to college, because college is too good for her, even though she goes to community college. You feel me? Eventually, until she moves away, finds an unsuspecting man that doesn't know her past, and marries and settles down with him. But before that girl goes down that route, usually she ends up with the town trapper or scammer. At least one. Which is the last one we're finna talk about. People who trap or scam. See, these type of people were usually doing this during high school. So after high school, they knew they was gonna do the same thing. College was never for them, even though a lot of these people are smart and they can go to college if they apply themselves. And all they want to do is get that quick, fast money. Sometimes it's for a noble cause, like trying to provide for their family, but other times they just want them new retros and some Louis V bags. I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, usually these type of people end up dead or in jail for life. But before they do that, they're gonna pop they shit. You always see them doing money spreads, flexing their new Hellcat or Altima that they got, or maybe a BMW if they really are successful trapper. They'll always post that one story saying hit me on Snapchat, when we all know it means hit me for the gas, not nothing else. Whenever they slain one of their ops, they'll always pop up on IG Live talking about, yeah, that gang shit, yeah, he a bit whatever, smoking some of the premium good loud that they oftentimes sell. These type of people will always try to rap too. They always want to get that rapping career. They want to turn into Lil Durk so they can leave the streets behind, but in all reality, they'll still be in the streets. They also attract a lot of female attention because of...
Yo, bro, why does this nigga talk like that, bro? This how I be talking. Yes, the mic. So today I went to the store and then I went and then I called up my girl. She said she wasn't trying to let me fuck, so then I went into the washroom and I beat my shit alone. Like, he be dropping this shit slowly until he sounds like a smoker that had to quit, and doing those ads and shit to warn other people to not smoke, but they're still gonna smoke anyway, even though they see the warnings on the box and the black lungs.
Happy career, they want to turn into Lil Durk so they can leave the streets behind, but in all reality, they'll still be in the streets. They also attract a lot of female attention because of who they are, and plus, people just want to get free gas. It's a fast lifestyle, but always ends up in death or jail time. So I recommend don't meet this person at Ohio. Usually, oftentimes, people resort to this after their first endeavors don't work, or just do it straight out of high school, like a top 5-star recruit. I'm not gonna lie, they've been true to the game. 5-star recruiting in the streets, not to feel crazy potential. They finna cause havoc all throughout the black community, or the white community, or Hispanic, or the trailer parks, or the favelas, or for that white people, Hispanics, or the Riots, or whatever. I don't know. Or the Biryani building. Everybody go follow my Twitch. The streams are fire and it's blowing up right now. Follow the Discord if you want to be a part of Sky Crew, my community. Also,
alright, stop hitting, like, damn, keep on pressing that crowd shit. W video, bro. Funny. It wasn't even funny, I'm not gonna lie, but like W video, like I learned a lot.